I won't take anything with acetaminophen, also known as Tylenol. I took some natural remedy classes from a Dr. Charles Thomas. He's a regular doctor with Loma Linda University, and he's also into natural medicine. And I took hydrotherapy and then some informational classes from him regarding sugars. The reason we have so much flu right after in the holidays is because right after Halloween, we eat an incredible amount of sugar, and that lowers our immune system. And also, our friend just had some open heart surgery, and Larry was visiting him in the hospital after his open heart surgery, and his cardiologist came in and told him, you went from 40% occluded arteries to 90% in 4 months because of taking Aleve and the NSAIDs, which is the non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, and Tylenol. Said that causes cardiac problem. Wow. So I will not take anything with Tylenol ever. And it also bothers your liver. Anyway, the news just recently had this. This is on Wikipedia MD. And it talks about baby acetaminophen tied to asthma. Babies who get acetaminophen, Tylenol is one brand, have an increased risk of childhood asthma. Acetaminophen, also given to treat fevers in the first year of life, also up the risk of eczema, runny noses, and itchy eyes. Anyway, the finding from an international study of 205,000 children, over 200,000 children in 31 countries, does not prove acetaminophen causes asthma, eczema, or problems, but it raises important safety concerns that most commonly used drug in the U.S., the fever-reducing painkiller, is also known as Tylenol. Anyway, everything goes with the risk. You can read it yourself. But I learned from Dr. Charles Thomas, too, that the fever is for a purpose. It's to get rid of the virus or the bacteria or whatever the illness that the child is suffering. So I wouldn't give my kids Tylenol until their fever got over to 102.5. Now, that is for my personal beliefs, and I am not a medical. I have limited medical training. Let's just say it that. I'm not a nurse. My mom was a nurse. So she was head of OB. But also, it's the link between acetaminophen, Tylenol, and asthma is strong. So anyway, severe asthma. Remember that the Watts children were given lots of Tylenol because they had ear problems and some childhood diseases, probably from going to daycare. When you put your kids in daycare, they become, or other children, they become exposed to a lot of viruses and illnesses. So that's another argument for moms to stay home and not put their kids in daycare, or kitty kennels is what I call them. But, their pediatrician, I'm sure, told Shanann to give their kids Tylenol every day. It would help them sleep and relax them. Huh. Oh, and there are 3 more. Oh, wow. 3.6 times more likely to have childhood mold allergy. Twice as likely to have low airway function at age 6. 14 times more likely to have a persistent wheezing. Wow, as children. Anyway, I think Tylenol is a poison. But then if you gave your child aspirin, willow bark is the natural aspirin. Anyway, it causes Reyes syndrome, Reyes, and your child can die from taking Tylenol or from aspirin. Read about that, Reyes, Reyes syndrome. And also, kids that have their shots, their baby shots, their vaccinations, the doctors say to give them Tylenol. It increases their risk for having problems such as I got distracted. There's Ramona. That's where we used to live. Oh man, I loved it there. It's beautiful. We miss San Diego. Dos Picos Park, that's where we used to go. Anyway, it increases kids having hyperactivity and become autistic. That's what some of the studies show, but may not be true. But anyway, everything has a risk, folks. Be careful what you give your children. God bless.